Today's a big day, and I don't think you realize how big of a day this truly is. As 40 years ago today, the GOAT was released. The greatest of all time, Back to the Future, was released in theaters 40 years ago today. Correct. In 1985. This is from Discussing Films over on X. Back to the Future, just the absolute GOAT. You see, I mean, you look at this. Obviously, I've always thought this was kind of a weird shot. Obviously, Marty's on fire. Doc's there, but I know that obviously the initial look was the idea was that they're supposed to have the flames in between their feet or whatever. But like this may be, when people say it's a perfect film, like Back to the Future legit may be a perfect film. As when was last? Do you remember seeing Back to the Future when you were a kid?
Of course, yeah. And its sequel I saw like 2 or 3 times in a row, watching it back to back. I was mesmerized by that film. It had everything. Like it had heart, humor, great special effects, a really fun concept. You couldn't go wrong. There's a reason why it still holds up today. Absolute reason why.
Which of the Back to the Futures is your favorite? The first one, second, or third?
I would say the second one. And fun fact about Back to the Future 2, by the way. Do you remember the hot tub scene?
Yeah, where Biff is in. No, that's in. Yeah, and 2, Biff's in the background, right? He's in the hot tub and he's sitting there with the girls.
Big Tits Mahoney there. That's my cousin.
What?
Yeah, I could point it out.
Hold on, please. Stand by.
Standing by.
Number one, I don't think anyone's ever called their cousin that.
That's actually her real name. Mahoney being her last name.
Hold on. So, in a weird way, we are actually just a little bit away from like we're kind of like in the 6 degrees of separation. We're kind of right there with Back to the Future. You know?
Yes, we are. Yeah.
Right,
did you ever think you'd be sitting next to the guy that is family with Big Tits Mahoney? Look at that.
No, first. I didn't. I didn't. Let's go ahead and go to the hot tub here. Let's see what we got. Hold on. Let's see the hot tub scene. This is not it. Is it this scene right here? Yes, it is this scene because this is where he's watching it in the hot tub here. Okay. So which one of these, Phoenix, is your cousin? Oh, this one, left or right?
The one on the right.
The one on the right is your cousin.
Close to you. Yep.
Okay, let's just be real here. Let's just curious. When you say Mahoney, hey Phoenix, you can't do that about your cousin. Okay, just saying. Don't do that about your cousin. That's weird. All right. How did she?
Now she's on the left.
Yeah, she's on the left there, and then on the right.
I don't know. Continuity.
Oh, God, stop that! I'm going to get flagged for copyright. All right. So hold on. Do we know how this happened? Like, how did she get cast in this situation?
I don't know because we actually hadn't spoken to that part of the family for quite some time. This is what made this extremely weird because I remember being a kid going like, "Boy, those women are attractive," and then someone tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Oh, by the way, that's your cousin."
Whoa!
Too much information, but I didn't know. Did you?
I did.
Crash?
I turned into a robot for a second. The chat saying.
Yeah, I'm seeing your signal is looking.
Okay. Well, then hold on. Let me shut this real fast.
Back.
Yeah,
There we go. Des is back.
lower.
There we go. Maybe it's when I'm sharing screens. That's okay. We're good.
Lower.
All right. So Des, that's okay. Des, we were just talking about how Back to the Future is 40 years old.
Oh my
today,
gosh.
The original Back to the Future.
Why must you tell me
Yeah.
these things, Craig?
Well, because I want you to take a step back in nostalgia and know that it's a great time. That this is a great movie. It's a movie discussion right here. Were you? I don't know. Like I remember seeing this as a kid and thinking it was awesome. And Phoenix and I were talking about how his cousin was in Back to the Future too. I'm sorry, Phoenix.
Oh, really?
What did you call your cousin, Phoenix?
That'd be Big Tits Mahoney.
Okay,
Craig.
so
Okay.
So, anyways, I personally I think Back to the Future 1 is the best film,
Yes.
but I like Back to the Future 2 more, if that makes sense. Right? Because it has the future in it. And it's the futuristic year of 2015, which was a decade ago now.
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember when they USA Today actually released the Back to the Future newspapers in 2015?
No, I don't remember that.
I have one.
You
Yeah.
should.
Should I go get it?
Why not? Let's have more empty.
Yeah, more. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. That's okay. Anyway, so there's that. So Back to the Future, absolute classic, which I don't know if you know this, but you can actually watch Back to the Future on Disney Plus now, which allows me to tie perfectly into our next story, which is that Disney is in the process of potentially planning.
No, don't say it. Do not say it.
Don't say what?
Are they going to remake Back to the Future?
No, they're not going to do that, but they are going to do something possibly even worse. A reboot of Indiana Jones.
Oh. Why? They destroy everything we love.
I don't understand this. Don't understand why you'd mess with something like this. I saw this just like everybody else and was like, no. And I saw this tweet and this is spectacular. We all know what's coming. Pedro Pascal as Indiana Jones. It's coming whether you like it or not. So, yes, this is from GeekTyrant.com. Disney reportedly planning a full reboot of the Indiana Jones franchise. Oh my gosh! Please, for the love of God, don't do this. Okay, looks like Indiana Jones might actually be headed for the reboot treatment, according to a report from Diz Insider. Disney and Lucasfilm are considering a full relaunch of the iconic adventure franchise. While nothing has been officially announced, the report says this is what they should be doing for Star Wars, not Indiana Jones. They should be letting Star Wars just sit there and not do anything with it. Anyway, it says, I would expect the studio to announce something next year at the D23 Expo because even though the last film tanked at the box office, Indiana Jones is still an iconic IP, and Disney and Lucasfilm do not want to waste that.
Ugh, so greedy.
Despite fairly positive reviews, Dial of Destiny grossed $384 million globally against a massive production budget of reportedly $295 to $387 million. Ooh, right there. Dial of Destiny, I watched about 25 minutes of it, and I planned on watching more, and then I just forgot about it. At the beginning, there's the de-aging, and I thought the de-aging effect was actually really good. But nothing about that movie drew me in to actually want to watch it at all. But I truly, as somebody who has an immense love for the Indiana Jones franchise, I have negative interest in a reboot of Indiana Jones because, and I've said this a million times before, the one thing about dealing with people's nostalgia is that you are never going to get it right. Never. Even if you think that it's the best thing ever, people will say it's good, but it's not the original. How many things that you guys have had any franchises been ruined? Can you think of any off the top of your head that have been needlessly rebooted over the years?
Every one of them. We're all roughly in the same age group. At least I'll speak for myself and you, Craig. That we've watched everything get destroyed, top to bottom. And I've never liked reboots because I like the idea of letting characters have their sunset. Let them tell that story. Let it sit there. Don't bring it back from the dead. That always pisses me off. Tell a new adventure. You want to tell a new story in the same universe? Fine. But don't reboot it and don't add sequels to something that's great. Don't resurrect Harrison Ford as a 99-year-old man to do this movie, you know?
Right. Oh, my gosh. What a mess. What an absolute mess. Des, do you have a favorite Indiana Jones film?
Probably Last Crusade.
Yeah.
I love Sean Connery, and I love their interactions. They're so funny. But,
For me, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I like all the original trilogy. I love all of those.
The original trilogy is the only trilogy. I don't think of the other two films as being a part of Indiana Jones at all. You know,
what made you watch Dial of Destiny? Did the trailer speak, or you were just curious?
No, we had talked about it so much that, you know, everything leading up to it, that when it was released on Disney Plus, I was like, well, I'll give it a go. I've been talking about the lead up and how nobody wanted it, but I figured it would only be fair if I actually attempted to watch it. And right. I did attempt to watch it, and ultimately, so yeah, bummer. I hope to God that doesn't happen. I hope to God, which seems a little unnecessary to hope to God for something like that to happen. But, you know,
well, they're going to want to, because they want that franchise money. They need to keep it going. So wasn't like Chris Pratt forever like the rumored new Indiana Jones?
Chris Pratt would make an okay Indiana Jones, but the beautiful thing about Indiana Jones is that, like, Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones. Like, that's it. There is no other Indiana Jones at all. It's Harrison Ford, and that's it. Harrison Ford has this suave, kind of debonair look to him, feel to him, responses to how he interacts with people. Chris Pratt, with all due respect, will not have that. You know,
he's more bumbling. Doesn't have that same charisma.
Yeah, he'll be Star-Lord.
Yeah.
You know, can you think of anybody off the top of your head that you can be like, oh yeah, that'd be an okay Indiana Jones, or does it start and stop with Harrison Ford?
No, it's just Harrison Ford. He was so cute in that movie too. Oh my gosh,
he was so cute.
So cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was quite a looker back in the day. And he had a way about him, you know. It's hard to find that mix. And I don't follow any of these young people anymore. I mean, Chris Pratt I like, but, you know, anybody that's like in their 20s, like, no.
Who would you? I'm kind of curious. If you had to cast it, would you put in the?
Who would I?
Yeah. Because I can understand why they're saying Chris Pratt. When you really think about it, like, he does make sense.
I mean, Chris Pratt has that he has that sort of adventuristic, kind of boyish side of him, you know, that charm. But I don't really feel like he's got the womanizer sort of side of him. And Indiana Jones has got a little bit of that, you know?
Yeah, he's more the comedic relief. That's what doesn't work with Jones.
I love Indiana Jones. I'm with you. I think that Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is by far the best Indiana Jones of them all. And Sean Connery being in it was just perfectly cast. Love everything about that. Welcome back, Blabs. How was your coffee lunch?
Oh, it was great.
With so much enthusiasm. Oh, it was great. That's good. Your dad said you should watch this next video, and you don't want to disappoint Dad, do you?